Hello everyone, welcome to Text to Thai. This is my first video in a series documenting my retirement journey to Thailand. My channel will start being more of a how-to series showing all the preparations, planning, visa applications, and the actual move to Thailand. And in the future my hope is to transform the channel into showing what retired life in Thailand is really like. So, kick back, crack a cool one, and let's get started.
Hi, I'm Scott, a former military pilot and airline pilot from Texas. At 55, I decided I had had enough and embarked on a plan to retire in Thailand. So I did my homework, sold everything, and moved to Thailand. Now I'm living the dream.
For most of us, retiring overseas means retiring on the money that we've saved and simplifying our lives. This brings up the important questions on retirement. When, where, and how much will I need? I'll do a couple of videos in the near future where we do a deep dive into the money, but for now, let's just consider it as it relates to picking a city. I decided I could only answer the how much question once I had decided where I was going to live.
Thailand has several cities to choose from. First up, Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai is a tale of two cities. Beautiful scenery, cool mountain air, and gives a true Thailand experience. It is a historic walled city and has a fascinating history. Some of Chiang Mai's benefits are cooler climate, cheaper cost of living, but it's also less developed than other cities, and the city center, at least in my experience, was hot, dirty, and chaotic. There were some outstanding motorcycle rides, like climbing to the highest peak in Thailand. So, how did Chiang Mai do in the selection process?
500 yards. 400 yards. 300 yards.
Next up, Bangkok.
Bangkok is a city everyone should experience once, but live there?
Featured in many movies, Bangkok is a major metropolitan city by anyone's definition, with over 10 million people living there. It has all the things city dwellers love: a wonderful symphony, historic museums, and other attractions like a thriving Chinatown, and of course, an insane nightlife. Beyond the red light districts, there are attractions like Khoi San Road, popular with the young backpacker crowd, and more nightclubs than you could see in a lifetime. Some of the strengths of Bangkok are also some of its negatives. Like most big cities, it is cramped, traffic is a nightmare, and the smog can get so thick they issue health warnings.
So, how did Bangkok do in the selection process?
Oops.
Next up, Hua Hin. Hua Hin is a beach town located about 2.5 hours south of Bangkok. It is very popular with the Thai people looking for a quick beach getaway. Hua Hin has beautiful beaches and a medium-sized city with a population of about 66,000, with around 4,000 of them being expats. By comparison, Pattaya has around 120,000 people with an expat community of over 15,000. Hua Hin definitely has a beach town vibe, but does offer all the conveniences of a metropolitan city. They have a few world-class malls for shopping and excellent health care at the Bangkok International Hospital. Cost of living in Hua Hin is comparable to Pattaya, if not slightly more expensive, from all the research that I've done. I found this chart on a travel website talking about the average cost of living. Because I have dogs, I'm looking to rent a home. A typical 2 or 3 bedroom pool villa in Pattaya runs between $800 and $1,000 a month. I found this home in Hua Hin for about $1,300 a month.
How did Hua Hin do in the competition?
We have a Soviet submarine launch detection. Let's go into a launch mode. Close up the mountain.
Next up, Phuket. Phuket was very tempting as a retirement destination. There's a reason that it's the #1 tourist destination in Thailand.
Located in the south of Thailand and surrounded by gorgeous beaches, Phuket is a wonderful blend of an exotic tropical island with all the conveniences of a large city. The population of Phuket is about 500,000, and it's estimated that up to 100,000 expats live there. Wikipedia breaks up the population further, as you can see in this chart. Phuket City is cleaner and nicer than other Thai cities and meets a Western standard in many areas. It has high-end shopping and world-class fine dining. But as the wise man once said, you get what you pay for, and the cost of living in Phuket is noticeably higher. I found this 2-bedroom pool villa for about $1,300 US per month.
So how did Phuket do in the competition?
At the push of a button.
Next up, Pattaya.
Pattaya is a beach town located about an hour and 45 minutes southeast of Bangkok. Looking up the population data for Pattaya was actually quite difficult. The 2010 census said Pattaya had about 320,000 people, but that was only permanent residents. It's estimated that up to an additional 100,000 migrant workers and part-time residents make the total population closer to 400,000. And it wasn't clear if that population included adjoining towns like Jom. After you consider all of this, according to PattayaMail.com, it's estimated that 300,000 people left Pattaya due to COVID restrictions. Let us not forget, pre-COVID Pattaya welcomed over 9 million tourists each year, which would make the daily population increase by about 25,000. So, what is the population? By now, you are probably getting a sense on what my criteria is for picking a retirement town. Convenience, large expat community, healthcare, entertainment, and the ability to make friends. First off, convenience. Pattaya is about 2-hour drive by taxi for around 1,500 baht, or you can take the bus, which is only 300 baht. It takes just under 3 hours on the bus, depending on the number of stops, so travel to the international airport is easy. Immigration. There's an immigration office in Jom, which is about 10 minutes from Pattaya Center.
Okay, let's talk about healthcare. Most retirees have some type of health issue and will in the future, so available healthcare is really important. I'll have a separate video later on the process of getting health insurance, but for now I just needed to consider the availability, and that is something that Pattaya does really well.
I would like to give a huge shout out to Greenie at Retire Like a King. He has done 2 really good videos on how to pre-authorize at hospitals, and another where he sits down with an insurance agent that explains all the options. So, in summary, yes, you can get health insurance. Yes, it's pretty affordable until you get into your late 70s, and it is a good deal.
2 other factors to consider for Pattaya were familiarity. I've been there 5 times in the last 10 years, and I have a friend or a former co-worker who lives there, and he can help me with the transition. So how did Pattaya do in the competition? Now the question is, which city is right for you? Do your homework and relax. There's a good chance that you're going to end up renting for your first year, and there's nothing wrong with going to a familiar place while you have a chance to check out the rest of Thailand and decide which city is the perfect fit for you. I spent about 3 months searching online and watching YouTube videos, and there are some really wonderful creators out there who do a good job of representing their respective cities.
In Hua Hin, check out Johnny There's Something Happening. Some of his videos are racking up over 1 million views, and the guy is just a good-natured Aussie who makes great videos. And in Pattaya, without a doubt, check out Buzzing Pattaya. I've actually met Trevor, and he is as nice in person as he is on his videos. And the man knows everybody in Pattaya. From bar girls to the mayor, I think this dude knows everyone.
Whew! Okay, so that's it. My first video is in the can. It's November now, and I started buying gear and researching the process back in September. learning how to film, talk to a camera, editing. It's quite a process. So I'm willing to take constructive criticism, but just be nice. If you like this video, hit the like button and please subscribe. Future videos will include the very personal and painful process of selling off 30 years worth of belongings. Also, I'm taking a trip in January just to make sure I really want to do this, and I will document that trip. Plus, a little bit of a vacation since none of us have been in Thailand in 2 years. So that's it. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.